Restaurant Unstoppable. Inspire, empower, and transform the industry.
There were a lot of things. I think I probably learned more. I learned the discipline of working in what's now a Michelin 3-star restaurant. But I also learned a lot about just general, I was at a point there, I was very green. Not green. I was just new to their restaurant. So I was pretty low on the totem pole. So I didn't have a lot of interaction with him. Mm-hmm. I dealt a lot with the sous chefs, with the other chef de parties. And I think one of the things I learned is that behind the curtain, restaurants are restaurants. I am pretty famous for saying this. I think that you can learn more by getting a cup of coffee and staring at the cook at a Waffle House than you can working in a Michelin 3-star restaurant.
Why is that?
Because there's a lot to learn there. And that one cook is doing so many different things and doing them so well. When you go and work in these places that have become temples now, there are 50 or 60 or 100 cooks, and you could end up doing one thing all day. You become really proficient at that one thing. My sous chef's done about 47 things. He's only been here for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So you've got to be able to do that. And I think if people's eyes are open and you go and you watch, it's a little bit like the line from Good Will Hunting where they're in the bar and the Matt Damon character says to the guy, who has spent all this money going to Harvard, well, you could have done that for $3 in late fees at the local library.
Yeah.
That's sitting at Waffle House with a cup of coffee and watching a really gifted line cook do their job, as opposed to all of the other things. I mean, you can go into these temples, and I'm not saying, they're great, but there's another way.
Yeah. And I'm chomping at the bit to have that conversation, but we're shelving. I think we're going to come back to why you feel this way, and I think that's going to be at the very end of our conversation. But what did you learn at the inn at Little Washington? Like, did they give you any standards? Did they give you any?
Yeah, there definitely are standards to the way they do things. I think one thing I learned is don't be afraid to have your own standard, and what you want to do should be they do things very uniquely. Every line cook there wears Dalmatian print pants. It's a different environment. It's a very high stress environment. So one of the things I learned was make sure that you're doing it. Be unique.
Yes.
Do your own thing.
I was literally typing the word unique out when you said that.
Yeah. Have a standard and then hold people to it. And, that's another rabbit hole we can go down also with the issues that we're having industry wide as far as hiring and staffing goes. I've just found that, it's easy to get away from because you think, I just need people, I just need bodies. But if those bodies aren't able to adhere to the standard that you need to have, then is it better to just not have them or to lower your standards? And that's something that people need to really think about. Again, that's, and that's not a cooking thing. That's how do you want to separate yourself as a restaurateur or a chef or a restaurant? And the way to do that is with your individual standards. And I'm not talking about cleanliness. That should be a given. Is the button on your collar always buttoned? Is your apron always clean? Are there only 3 towels in your pan, or are there towels everywhere? How are you going to go through your day?
Yeah. It's funny you're saying this because I literally was having a conversation this morning with somebody in the network, and they were showing me a picture of these burgers, the different type of burgers that somebody was promoting at their new restaurant. And you could clearly tell they were like a smash burger type. Mm-hmm. And he's like, these burgers don't look pretty. And I was like, it doesn't really matter unless is your brand message pretty, or is your brand message smash burgers? And it all depends. I think what's more important is consistency, and are you what you say you are? And as long as if what you're going for, maybe something you had a burger from when you were a kid, and that burger is very nostalgic to you, and you want to recreate that. whatever it is you're trying to do, as long as it's consistent, as long as that's what you want to be, success is relative. Success is, relative to the beholder. Like whatever I want, whatever I'm trying to achieve. Do you agree or disagree with what I'm saying?
Probably a little bit of both.
What do you disagree
I
with?
mean, I think that's probably the art coming into it. Is we talk a lot about the lens that you view things through, and your lens is your individual way of. You say smash burger to me, and I can make you one. You can make one too, I'm sure, and they're going to be totally different. That's why recipes are kind of, I'd give you a recipe and we'll both cook it, and mine's going to taste different than yours.
Yeah.
And it's not love. That's not it. What's your special recipe? Love. No, special recipe is your entire life's experiences. So I guess I agree with you a little bit on the, yes, it's all your individual experience. It's all your individual perspective. It's, how do you view what a smash burger should be? I think the success part of it, I guess that's all, it is relative, but it's all how we're defining success. Because if my idea of a smash burger doesn't sell, then is that successful? It's still my idea of a smash burger, and I've executed that idea, but how ultimately successful was it? Because we're talking about, on one hand, an artistic endeavor. On the other hand, got to put people in the seats, or you got to put mouths into wrappers.
Yeah.
However you want to look at it. So I think that there's that way to view, and it all comes down to how do you want to view that success? If success is achievement strictly on the critical aspect, then you've been successful. It's what at the end of the day, what are you trying to achieve?
Okay. I mean, I can get on board with that for sure. Any other lessons, anything we should hover over during your time at the inn at Little Washington before moving on?
No, I mean, I think that it was a good experience, and I certainly did learn to the being detail oriented and being detail oriented within your own unique environment is something that is very important, or else you just end up stamping out generic stuff.